Alright guys, welcome back to the Alpha Tone channel. My name is Prime M and today we're on to episode 5 of Catch Me in Greenpoint. If you haven't seen episode 1 through to episode 4, please go ahead and check that out in order to understand what is about to happen in episode 5. This one is a crazy episode. Let's get into it. Alright, so me, Ricky and James, we gathered the money together. It's that same night and we're about to go to 696 Queensbridge to give them this 200,000 and these 3 strap we came up with. So we get into the car, me, Ricky and James, and we're about to roll to Queens to go deliver these guns and money. And then I said, Ricky, I have a terrible feeling. And Ricky was like, what is it, boss? I said, this MS13 guy, I think if we don't turn him in within the next day or 2, we will lose him. I have a feeling he's planning an escape. And Ricky was like, really? I said, yes. I said, tomorrow we should hand him over to the MS13 gang because what he did is unforgivable. He killed the son of the boss of the MS13 gang. Nah, that's not good, Ricky. Tomorrow we have to find whoever is in charge of the MS13, give them a call and tell him we have him and they should come and get him. What we're going to do, Ricky, tomorrow morning, I want you to go give him a visit, call me and let me talk to him over the phone. I am going to tell him I have a place for him to hide and stay, because he's too hot right now. And then when he comes to me at the warehouse to get the key to go to that spot, we will hold on to him and tie him up right there, Ricky. We have to cash in on this guy tomorrow or else we're going to lose him within 2 days. And Ricky was like, okay boss, tomorrow I'm going to see him first thing in the morning and call you and let you talk to him. And I'm like, alright, bet. That sounds good, Ricky. So me, Ricky and James, we rolling over to 696. We're going over the Pulaski Bridge. I think we're in Long Island City at this point, going down Jackson Avenue. And James, James is in the passenger seat, Ricky is in the back, the normal formation. So we pull up into 696 Queensbridge. I give Bobby a call on the phone. Bobby answers. I say, yo, Bobby, we're here with the money and the guns. And Bobby was like, I bet I'm coming outside to meet you right now. So Bobby come outside and meet us in the car. I said, Bobby, where's the leader of the gang? Bobby said, yo, he's probably up in his building right now. But I'm gonna give him a call and tell him to come down here and meet us. I said, alright, bet. So Bobby gives the leader of the gang a call. He's the leader of the gang in 696 Greenbridge. So Bobby gave him a call. He comes down and he meet us. We went inside Bobby's building. I gave them the 200,000, the 3 guns. It was 1 rifle and 2 Glocks. You know what I mean? And he was like, yo, thanks for these, man. And I said, tomorrow, I told you to come over there and shoot up over there. Tomorrow I have some meeting over there. So tomorrow don't come to Greenpoint and shoot up Greenpoint. We'll call you and tell you, some other days. Or you can call us and tell us when you're coming, but not tomorrow. Tomorrow I have big meetings in Greenpoint. And he was like, alright, cool. We could do that. We can hold off tomorrow. But good looking at the cash and the money though. We really appreciate this cash and this money. And I said, yeah man, that's cool. And I said, Bobby, I'm gonna go get you 100,000 in Joby's books this week. So next time I come over here, I'm gonna travel with 100,000 and we see how we could get it on Joby's books. And Bobby was like, cool. And I said, guys, it's getting late. I have to head back to Greenpoint right now. I've dropped off these guys and I have to head home. So we'll talk. Just don't come to Greenpoint tomorrow and do any damage. And they were like, cool. So me, James and Ricky, we did. James and Ricky was there. They're pretty much quiet for the whole meeting. There's not much to be said. We're just dropping off, guns and money. So me, James and Ricky, we head back to Brooklyn to call it a night. So the morning comes, we're at the warehouse, me and James. Ricky went home. Me and James, we kind of live at the warehouse at this point. Soon I'll be sending James home. I know you guys probably said free James. But soon James will be on his way. So me and James, we're there chilling, and then my phone rang. It's Ricky. I'm like, alright, bet this is Ricky. Maybe this is the MS13 guy is calling me to talk to. I mean, we have to capture this guy and turn him in. He's a gift to us, and we have to retrieve this gift right now. So I answer the phone and I'm like, yo Ricky, what's up? And it was like, boss, I'm here with the MS13 guy. You say you want to talk to him, you have a place for him. I say, yeah, put him on the phone, let me talk to him. So Ricky put him on the phone. And I'm like, yo Brody, I have a place for you. It's over in Long Island. It's a nice 2-bedroom house. You know, it's in a quiet neighborhood. And I have a girl over there, she will be staying with you. This girl, you know, she's gonna be like a girlfriend. You can have sex with her whenever you want. If you want to go to like the store or anything, there'll be a car. Let her do the driving. I don't want you to be doing any driving over there. You know, police pull you over and stuff like that. So this girl that you're going to meet over there, I mean, she's a nice, beautiful chick. She's Latina. You know, you are Spanish, so I make sure you get you a Spanish chick. But come see me later and pick up the key. Matter of fact, that Ricky take you over here so I can give you the key for the house. And you can go over there and meet the girl. And you stay over there for like maybe a month or two. You know, I'll send you money and stuff. And if I need any mission from you, I will call you. And you can come and do those missions. But right now, I want to keep you away from the gang. You understand me? And he was like, yes, boss. I understand what you're saying. I'm gonna come with Ricky and pick up the keys so I can go to Long Island. And I bet. And then I hang up the phone with him. So now, he and Ricky is coming over here. I told him I have a place for him. I make sure to say there's a girl also. So you know he's thinking, okay, good. He's gonna have a chick where he's hiding. So as soon as he comes to the warehouse, we're knocking him out. We're gonna tie him up. And we're gonna get to the MS13 and we're gonna turn him over. This guy's a gift. And we need a favor from the MS13 now. I think we should get some guns for this guy. But let him and Ricky come first and then we'll discuss that. So after about an hour, Ricky and the MS13 guy show up at the warehouse. As soon as he enters the door, I hit him across the head with a baseball bat. He flat drops on the ground. Ricky pulls out his gun. James pulled out his gun. And I pulled out my gun. And 3 guns are pointing at him. And we're like, don't move. And he was like, yo, what's this? ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué pasa? We was like, yo, shut up. Cállate, wey. And then we got him to shut up. We tie him up on a chair, this metal chair. I mean, we tie him up real good. There's nowhere he could go. We tie him up on the chair. We tie up his mouth and stuff like that. And we're like, bro, we have to turn you into your boss. What you did to his son is unforgivable. And I cannot keep you around like this. We have to turn you in today. And today we're going to find your boss and turn you over to him. So I turned to Ricky and I said, Ricky, I think we have some MS13 guys in the Bronx. Get 4 of the guys and tell them, go to the Bronx, spread out all over, try and find an MS13 gang member and tell them we have someone they're looking for and that their boss need to talk to the boss of the MS13. If they ask for why, tell them I have the man that killed their boss's son. I have that man. And if they want that man, give me a call so I could talk to their boss. And Ricky said, okay, boss, bet. I'm going to get 4 guys and send them to the Bronx right now to search and see if we could find anyone in the MS13 gang. And I was like, all right, bet. Do that, Ricky. So, you know, Ricky went and he set that up and me and James was there. And I was like, James, this lady that lives down by the water that owns 10% of Greenpoint, the lady with the commercial building, it's a beautiful day today. I think I should go and give her a visit. And James was like, oh, that lady, she's kind of crazy. You know, she stays by herself. He's just her cat and her husband died and it's just her and she doesn't really talk to people. How are you going to talk to her? I'm like, you know, I'm good with talking to people. I think if I see her and she's by herself, I could be able to get to be her friend. Let's go for a ride down there and see if we could find her while Ricky set up those guys to go to the Bronx. Don't worry about this MS13 dude. He's tied up, his mouth is tied up. There's no way he can get away. He's locked up here in the warehouse. He's good. He can't go anywhere. let's go for a ride, James. And James was like, all right, boss, bet, we're going for a ride. And then me and James, we were about to go for a ride. We went outside. We saw Ricky outside. We said, Ricky, we thought you went to go get the guys. Ricky said, no, he was on his phone. He called up 4 guys and 4 guys were already ready to go on the mission. So he just sent them. So we're like, all right, you want to roll with us? We're going to see the lady down by the water. And Ricky was like, all right, bet, let's go see her. So me, Ricky, and James, we're on our way to see the woman down by the water. Ricky already organized up 4 guys to go search for an MS13 member in the Bronx so we could turn over the killer we have that they're looking for. So it's a good day so far, The guys at 696, we gave them guns and money last night. Everything is looking good. Hopefully this lady, she's not really that hard to deal with as what these guys are saying. But you know me, I know how to deal with people. Let's see what she got in stores. So we pulled up down there by the end of the Greenpoint, where all the commercial buildings. We saw the lady, and we saw her with her cat. She was all by herself sitting down there on one of the bench. So I was in the car with me, Ricky, and James. I saw a football in the car, so I said, yo, James, give me that football. So James gave me the football, and I have it. And I said, all right, Ricky, you and James chill right here. I'm going to go see if I could, get to be friend with this woman. So I went out there, close to her, where she had a chair and I had the football. I threw the football close to where she had her cat run towards her, you know what I mean? So I go over there, I pick up the ball, and I said, hey, I scared her cat. She said, nah, not really, he doesn't like ball. I said, if it was a dog, maybe he would attack it. And then I said to her, she ignored that. And then I said to her, so is your cat, is it a girl or a boy? And she was like, oh, it's a girl. I'm like, oh, nice. How long do you have it? She said, I have it 6 years now. My husband gave it to me before he passed away. I was like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. So you must cherish this cat then. I mean, this is a gift. He gave you this cat and you have it. She was like, yeah, this cat is my baby. I'm like, what is the cat's name? She said the cat name is Lacey. I was like, oh, Lacey. I think I've heard a pet named Lacey before. I can't quite remember. She was like, yeah, Lacey is a very common name. You can find it amongst pets. I'm like, oh, that's great. I'm like, well, my name is Romaine, like the lettuce. She said, like the lettuce. I'm saying, yeah, like the lettuce. People call me Mr. Caesar sometimes. She's like, oh, your name is Romaine, like the lettuce. I said, yeah, it's like the lettuce. I said, do you love romaine lettuce? She said, yeah, I love romaine lettuce. I said, yeah, me too. It's kind of easy on the mouth, it's not like kale, it's kind of harsh. Romaine lettuce is just smoother. And then I said to her, do you like Caesar salad? She said, of course, I love my Caesar salad. I said, with croutons in it, right? She's like, oh my gosh, you have to have croutons in your Caesar salad. And then I said to her, let me guess. You like it with steak, right? And she was like, no, I like it with the regular chicken, but my husband though, he likes it with steak. And I'm like, really? I said, I'm just like your husband because I like my Caesar salad with steak as well. She was like, really? I'm like, yeah. And I said, but wait, before we go any further in this conversation, what is your name? Because I'm liking your vibe. And she was like, I thought you would never ask. My name is Jennifer. I'm like, oh, Jennifer, it's nice to meet you, Jennifer. She was like, it's nice to meet you too, Romaine. So I said to her, so you live around here? What do you do? She said, I'm a writer. I write books and I write stories and stuff. I was like, you write stories? Do you know I'm a storyteller? I tell amazing stories. She was like, really? Tell me a story. Tell me a story. I'm like, if I should tell you a story, it's going to be, too long. You might need to write this down being that you're a writer. And she was laughing. She said, maybe I could get a pen and a paper inside and I could write it down. I was like, yeah, you could do that. But before we do that, tell me more about your husband. How long you guys, been together? She was like, oh, he was my high school sweetheart. We went to high school together. And, it was like in the 8th grade, we fell in love. And I was like, do you guys went to prom together? She was like, of course we went to prom together. I was in my dress. I was a nice little Italian girl and he was an Italian boy. I was like, oh, wow. that's amazing. So I was like, so you guys went to college together? And she was like, oh, the college situation? That was a crazy story because he was supposed to go to Maryland to college and I was supposed to go, to New York because we were living in New Jersey at the time. And I said to myself, ain't no way I'm letting my man go to Maryland all by himself. I'm gonna take a risk. I'm gonna try and get in a school at Maryland. And that's what I did. And I said, wow, you moved to Maryland with him in college? And she said, yes. I went down there with him to make sure, he's fed. As Italian girls, we like to make sure a man is well fed. I was like, wow, he was a lucky guy. So I said, so you guys went to college and he finished college and everything? She was like, yeah, he finished college and he got an engineering degree, but we didn't have money at the time. So he was working a shitty job and I was working as a waitress, but we knew one day things would get better. And I was like, wow, tell me more. This is beautiful. So when did you guys get married? After college, or you guys get married during college? She was like, no. We get married after college, about 3 years after we got out of college. We were struggling and, he thought he was going to lose me, and to prove to him that, he's not going to lose me, I married him because I knew one day he would become something. I'm there, I'm listening, I'm like, wow, this is beautiful. I love hearing love stories like this. But she was like, oh, but this is not about me today, Romain. You said you're a great storyteller. I need you to tell me a story. And I said, all right, you could go inside your apartment and go get a pen and a paper. And she was like, no, I have an office down here. I said, wait, you have an office? She said, yeah, I own all these buildings. I was like, oh, really? You own all these buildings? She was like, yeah. And I was like, okay, that's cool. Let's go to your office then, and I can tell you a story and you can write it down. And she was like, all right. So, we walking back to her office, Ricky and James in the car, they're looking at me like, oh shit, it looks like he got her. You know what I mean? So I give Ricky and James the signal like they can leave. So Ricky and James, they went. So me and Jennifer, we went into the building. Me and her, we walked past the doorman, the guys working at the front desk, because I'm rolling with the boss of the building, you know what I mean? So ain't nobody should be able to look at me because I'm rolling with the top G. So we went in the elevator. I thought the office would be down on like the lobby level, but we went in the elevator and it PH, penthouse. I'm like, hi, I guess the office is at the penthouse. So we went to all the way at the top of the building. It's like a 44 building. We were on top of the building. That's our office up there. Man, it's beautiful in our office. It's like glass around the whole wall. You can see Manhattan, you can see Brooklyn, you can see Queens, because that area, Greenpoint, you could see like 3 different boroughs. I felt like a king up there. And she was like, so Romain, this story that you have, what it's about? And then I was like, well, it's of a bank robbery story. 4 guys went to rob a bank and 1 got the money, got away, and the feds are after him. And he decided he's not gonna run from the feds. He's gonna stand up and fight the feds. So he decided to take over gang. And she was like, hold on. You're moving too fast with the story, Romain. You're moving too fast. Slow it down. What happened in the beginning? Why these guys went to go rob a bank in the first place? I said, well, COVID hits, stock market going down, business are going down, and those 4 guys, they were professional bank robbers. And she was like, so what are their names? I said, well, one of them was Fred. We call him Fred the Dead. And one of them was Tommy. Tommy was the logistics guy. He knows everything about the bank robbery, the variables, what time the cops will come, everything. And he always have girl that works at the banks. I think that's how he gets some of his information. And she was like, why you call Fred the Dead? I'm like, we call Fred the Dead because every time we go on a robbery, he normally kills somebody. You know what I mean? On this robbery that we're about to talk about, Fred the Dead actually kills 2 persons on this robbery. But we have another guy, his name is Mike. We call him like Mike. And then you have me, I'm telling the story, so I have to put myself in it. And she was like, oh, that's beautiful, Romain. I love when people put themselves into story and talk it. I love that. And she was writing all of that. And she said, okay, so what was the bank robbery was like? What was the day of the robbery? I said, well, on that day, me, Mike and Fred the Dead, we went to go do the robbery at 5th Avenue. It was in Manhattan. And Tommy, he was waiting on us at 45th Avenue in a car. So when we robbed the bank at 5th Avenue, we would meet Tommy at 45th Avenue. You know what I mean? And then we had a place at 85th Ave where we would meet up, and she was like, so 3 of you guys are going to the bank and then y'all meet Tommy at 45th, Mike and Fred go with him, and then you elude and get away from the cops, or you just trying to lose the cops afterwards so you guys could share the money at 85th Avenue. I said, yes, that's exactly what the plan was. So I said, can you get your cat out of the office? Because I'm not a cat person, and I want to tell you this story real good, but the cat is kind of creeping. I don't want to say creep me out, but it's making me uncomfortable. And she was like, oh, no, I could get the cat out of here. You're just like my husband. He don't really like cats, but I love cats. And whenever he's around, he normally wants to get the cat away from him. So it's not an offense, Romaine. This is what my husband would do. He would tell me to get rid of the cat from out the room, even though he bought me the cat. He's much of a dog person. Are you a dog person, Romaine? I said, yeah, I am a dog person. If it was a dog, he could be all over me, in my lap, on my head, everywhere. It's fine. But cats, I'm not a cat fan. And she was like, okay, so what happened in the morning of the bank robbery? I said, well, me, Mike, and Fred, we went into the bank. It was a success. Mike killed this lady that works at the bank. And Fred the Dead, he killed a security guard that was working in the bank, plus a second security guard who worked across the street was coming over to play hero, and Fred the Dead killed him, and he was zero. And then after that happened, it was like 2 minutes, I heard the cops coming, so I said to Mike and Fred, yo, let's get out of here, because Mike, he already had the money in the bag, he went to get it in the back. Fred was getting all a bunch of money. I was the one in being the security. So when I heard the cops, I'm like, yo guys, let's get out of here, let's get out of here. And all three of us, we hopped in the car, and it was a high-speed chasing, and the cops were on us. The helicopter was coming, everything was going down that morning. But in the end, we got to 45th Avenue. Mike and Fred, they go in Tommy's car, you know what I mean? And then me, I drive off again, and the cops, they were following me. And Mike, Fred, and Tommy went their separate ways with the money. And that was a part of the plan. That worked out fine. You know what I mean? So now, it's just me to get rid of the cops. It took me about an hour to get rid of them, but I did get rid of the cops. But guess what happened? She said, what happened, Romaine? I said, well, I tried to call the guys afterwards, and guess what happened? I couldn't get them, so I was worried. But then I heard on the news, police find Mike dead at 85th Avenue in the apartment that we were supposed to meet up. So I was worried. I said, Mike is dead? So I called Tommy and called Fred, I can't get him. The cops, they identified them. They said 3 guys that robbed the bank this morning have been identified, and they named Tommy, Mike, and Fred. Someone saw the 3 of them went into the house on 85th Avenue, and then Mike, they heard a shot fire, and Mike is dead. So that's how they were identified. A lady said she know the other 2 guys, so I wasn't there. I mean, I was in the bank robbery, but I wasn't there when the 3 guys were identified. 3 guys who did the bank robbery, and the police, they think it's those 3 guys. So I'm scotch-free. She was like, wow, you're so lucky. But what happened with Tommy and Fred with the money? I said, well, that's another story. But it's getting kind of late. We might have to put this off to tomorrow. We talk some more, maybe some other time, maybe not tomorrow. Just give me your information, I'll call you, or you can call me, and we can organize up when we want to, talk about this again. I'll tell you more about the story. And she was like, oh, no problem, Romaine, that's fine. And we exchanged number and everything, She loves me at this point. We're good friends, and she tell me I could come around whenever I want. She let the guys who work downstairs know, hey, whenever you see this young man around, don't ask him any question. He's my friend. You know what I mean? And she gave me a key that has access to all the elevators. I could go anywhere in the building except the resident apartment, but I have access to the bars and all the lounge in there, the gym. Practically, she gave me access to everything. So now she's my friend. I tell her I have to leave. I have a meeting later on. She said, okay, cool. We'll talk, Romain. And I said, all right, bye, Jennifer. So I finished talking to Jennifer. You know, my phone was on silent when I was dealing with Jennifer. That's a big meeting. I want to give her my undivided attention, no disturbance. And that's exactly what happened. She likes me. I like her. I have access to the place. Everything is good. So I hit up Ricky. I said, Ricky, I'm heading over to the warehouse right now. What's the matter? What happened? Everything good? Ricky was like, boss, we locate one of the MS13 guys, but he's denying us access to talk to his boss. He said his boss doesn't talk to people like that. I said, does his boss know we have the killer, the man who killed his son? And Ricky said, yo, we tried to tell him that, but they're not believing. I'm like, all right, when I come over there, I'm gonna give him a call, Ricky. I'm on my way. I'm like 5 minutes away. I'm coming up Kent Avenue right now. And he's like, all right, bet. I hung up Ricky. I'm like, yo, what's wrong with these fools, man? So Ricky called him. Ricky put him on the phone. You know, the MS13 guy. And then he picked up the phone. I said, Primo, escúchame. Tengo una ratón. ¿Dónde está tu F? He said, mi F no está aquí. I said, necesito hablo con F. He said, no, F no habla nada. I said, yo, listen to me. I need to talk to your boss. I have something really important. I have someone important for that matter. The person who killed the boss's son. And you're telling me if I have this person, I am not allowed to talk to the boss? You know what the boss will do to you if the boss heard someone try to talk to him about information on the killer of his son and you deny that? You know what will happen to you, Primo? I know what will happen. Look, we don't want that to happen to you. What we want is to turn over this person to your boss that I know your boss is looking for, and we find him. So do me a favor. Have your boss call me within the next 15 or 20 minutes. Because if he don't, you are in trouble. And I know you know that. Alright? And he was like, alright, entiendo. I'm like, good. And then I hang up. You see, you just have to let him know you are going to get in trouble, and then he will let you talk to his boss. So, you know, we're there, me, Ricky, and James. You know, the MS13 guy, he's tied up in the back. We are turning him over today. As soon as we get the call back from the MS13 boss, we turn him over. So Ricky was like, boss, so what are we getting out of this deal? I said, this is what we're going to want. We're going to want some guns, Ricky. And we want like a business relationship with these guys going forward. After we turn over these guys, the boss will love us because we gave him someone who hurt his son and his family. And what we want is just, you know, the ability to buy guns from them from time to time. But up front, they have to give us something in return for the guy, and that's guns. All we need is a guns relationship from them. We buy guns from them. Maybe drugs too in the future if we need drugs. Who knows? Oh shit, he's calling me right now. Hold up. I hope this is him. So I said, hello. He said, yo, this is the boss. I heard you have someone the person who hurt my son. I said, yeah, I have him right here. He said, send me a picture right now. I said, hold on. Let me put this on video so you could see him. He said, yeah, put it on video. You know, so I went in the back where I had the guy tied up, the MS13 guy. And I'm like, turn the camera on and show it to him. I said, you see him? And he said, yeah. And he was like, where are you? I'm like, hold on. I'll tell you where I'm at and you come see him. But first I need something from you. I need a favor from you. And he was like, yo, I'll give you anything you need. Just tell me where you at. I said, hold on. Let's get over this hurdle first. What I need about 30 guns. Can you get me 30 guns when you come in? He was like, 30 guns? That's nothing. What you need? 20 rifle, 30 rifle? I'm like, nah, we need 15 rifle, 15 pistols. Can you get us that tonight? And he was like, yeah, okay, we'll get you that. And then I said, hold on. Also, I'm going to need to be able to buy guns from you in the future. Will you sell me guns in the future if I decide to buy a gun? And it was like, business is business. If you want to buy, I sell, no problem. I'm like, all right, bet. I'm going to text you the address right now. And you come over here and pick up your guy and you bring the guns when you're coming. And it was like, no problem, my primo. Yeah, boy, yeah, boy. I'm like, all right, gracias. So that's the MS13 boss on the way. When he comes, we hand over this guy, and now we have a gun and drug relationship with these guys. Can't ask for nothing, Ricky. And we find ourselves again in another good situation. So alright guys, thanks for watching that one. That was episode 5 of Catch Me in Greenpoint. If you haven't seen episode 1 through to 4, like I said, please go and check those out so you could understand what just happened in episode 5. It was a pleasure telling you guys the story again, and I'll see you in the next one. Please like, share, and comment and subscribe like I said. Thank you. Peace.